evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the 2020 Virtual New Day Gala. Arts in Prison is so excited to have you join us tonight. It may not look like our traditional galas have, but we're so happy that you're able to join us tonight. We look forward to sharing with you stories from our participants, to talk with you about what it is the Arts in Prison program does and the difference that it makes. As much as this is supposed to be an educational event, don't forget it's also a fundraiser. There's a donate button down in the details section of the YouTube page. You can use that to make your donation to help support the work that we do. You can also bid on our auction item, a handcrafted ship made by one of our East Hill singers. This item was made with materials found around the prison. It took over 300 hours to put the whole thing together. You can bid on it at betterunite.com/artsinprison, Arts in Prison 2020 Virtual Gala. Part of what we wanted to accomplish tonight with our gala, when we envisioned it in the beginning, what it would look like and how it would feel, was really setting up a way that everyone could move around and talk one-on-one with the people who have been in Arts in Prison programs, with the volunteers who teach the programs and make it possible. We can't do all of that tonight, but there is a chat function on the YouTube channel, and you can go ahead and put in your questions, and we'll get some answers back to you. What we're hoping for from tonight is that you will learn not only about Arts in Prison, but about the men and women who are incarcerated, by what that experience is like, by how they grow hope and begin to envision a different life for themselves when they come home. We call this gala the New Day Gala. It's really appropriate this year because of everything that's going on and how desperate some of us are for that new day, a new opportunity to live life, to get out and get into the community. But it's also about the new day for our incarcerated brothers and sisters, the day that the gates open and they come outside and they begin to live their lives. It's also about being a new day for our incarcerated brothers and sisters, for the day that the gates open and they can walk out of the prison, return to our communities with an idea of a different future for themselves and their families. Thank you again for joining us. We hope you enjoy the presentation we've put together for you, but most importantly, I want to thank you in advance for your donation, for your support, and for the help you give us and the incarcerated in the state of Kansas.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Avron. I'm your host tonight. Thank you for taking the time to come out and celebrate with us tonight, the 2020 Gala for Arts in Prison. If you look behind me, we have a bunch of art here from some guys and ladies who were incarcerated. Looks really good. I'm not an artist myself, so I'm always more just kind of flattered by looking at it. Just a little background on myself. I joined Arts in Prison in like 2014. I was young when I came in. I was 17. I got out when I was 26. And really, as a testament to how powerful Arts in Prison is, I would just like to say, even now, how today I'm here helping Arts in Prison, helping lead with this gala is a testament to just how much and effective the program is in keeping us into positive things and keeping us out of trouble. So I really appreciate the program for that, and I'm really looking forward to the other doors that Arts in Prison has opened for me and for a lot of other guys who've been in. Tonight we do have some other videos of some people who've been through the program, who've witnessed the program and witnessed everything that the program has to offer. And you know, they're going to talk to you about what, you know, they've learned and how they feel like it's helped them. And I think that it'll help a lot. Thank you. Here's some videos.
I'm Shannon Meyer, the warden at Lansing Correctional Facility, and I was the warden at Topeka Correctional Facility before I came to Lansing in this role. I've worked with Arts in Prison for years, long time, probably 10 years now. To have a group of people willing to come in, volunteer their time, dedicate their extra time in their life to come here and spend time with offenders is invaluable. It is something very positive to occupy time. There's a lot of spare time for those who are incarcerated with us. So having something productive, having something positive, and having positive role models who come in to interact with them is invaluable. Like I said, it's something they look forward to, something they enjoy, and I think one of the most important things is it gives them something to be proud of. They can talk to their family about things that they're doing, whether they're in the choir, whether they're writing poetry, whether they're doing a play, whatever it might be. They have an opportunity they share that with their family. It's something normal that they get to participate in, be a part of, and they're so proud of that. And it's amazing to watch just how proud they are sometimes of the artwork that they might do, or if you go to one of the concerts and see, what that's like. Sometimes it's hard to find positive things in this environment, and even harder sometimes to find something to be proud of. So it definitely gives them that opportunity, which is very important.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Henry, and I am the director of the newly formed Heart to Heart ensemble, women's chorus at Topeka Correctional Facility. And I guess maybe it was 10 years ago I got involved in prison music through the East Hill Singers at Lansing when they ended up needing an accompanist, and I thought, well, this should be interesting, and so I accompanied for a while, and then thought, well, gee, wouldn't it be fun to investigate the possibility of forming a women's chorus? I was a little skeptical because it's hard to know with a new group of people how well trained they are, what their tastes are in music, what their level of ability is, and so I tried to pick different kinds of things, and everything that we passed out, the women they knew that if they gave it a shot, they'd probably like it, and so they did. This just sort of opened their creative doors and allowed them to come to rehearsal, to relax a little bit, to be themselves, to let down the barriers, to get to know each other, to socialize. They blossomed personally and, of course, musically, and that's what keeps me coming back, is to see this reaction. And they're so grateful for everything they get. They're very thankful for the teaching. Wow, this is making a palpable difference to the women who are deciding to try this choir and come to the rehearsals and sing in concerts. And it means everything to me. It's been very difficult these days with the pandemic rules of not being able to socialize, and I feel so bad for the women because I know for them it's a huge outlet.
I think the program that I participated in, one of the programs that has affected me the most, especially as far as arts in prison is concerned, is the choir. It was just so far left from what I was used to. And I used to always, I guess everybody probably thinks they know how to sing, in private. But it was something that I knew that private or public, it wasn't my thing. But the fact that they're like, oh, you don't have to know how to sing. And so I'm like, all right, yeah, right. So I get in there, and they kind of showed me that there's kind of a way for everybody to
appreciate, different things and kind of incorporate into their life. So I sung bass for the choir, which is pretty dope, and it kind of gave me an opportunity to sing publicly, speak publicly, because we wrote narrations. Also read poetry, which is kind of another passion of mine. I don't know.
What was it like to go out and sing in Kansas City and Overland Park and the places that the choir sang? What was it like to go out of the prison and sing?
It was like freeing, if that makes sense. Like an opportunity to be free for a little bit. Like it may, I think maybe you may have to be locked up in order to really understand how that would, affect us. But like being able to leave outside, it's like being caged. I try not to make it seem like animals, but it's like being caged and then being allowed to go out and love or be loved, by people, and kind of to be, maybe who you was really supposed to be to begin with, And it's like those opportunities that kind of gave us a precursor to what we would eventually experience being released into the community. And so I think that's probably one of the most important things for, prisoners that's being released, like being able to have that slow transitional point where you're able to go out and mingle and be a part of society before you're actually even there, because some people do become traumatized from being in there, and just to go from being in there for however long and then tossed back out, everybody's affected different by different things. So I think that that's affected me. It's been a positive thing for me, and it's made me kind of value freedom a little bit more, and church and creativity and art. Like, I like it.
What's up, y'all? quick shout out to a couple of our donors tonight. I want to give a shout out to Sam, Aaron, Richard, and Kirk for donating. Thank you for the donations. We appreciate everything you guys can offer to help keep these programs going. Our next video is going to be kind of about new strengths. We have Christy, Jeremiah, and another person I can't think of right now. But the whole concept behind new strengths is just for us as people who've been through the program is to be able to build where we were once weak at, but to be able to build with things that are positive and productive and are constructive and that are long lasting. And so it's important for us to be able to build strong relationships, especially when it comes to the people who come in and visit us and volunteer and help us in these programs, help us to jog our creative juices and whatnot. So shout out to them, shout out to everyone who's been a part of the program, shout out to the donors. Check this video out, hopefully you get something from it.
Hi, my name is Christy, and I was incarcerated at TCF. I'm sentenced to 43 months, and I served about 36 of those. I was in the choir through Heart to Heart, Arts in Prison. I was actually the choir director for the Daughters of Zion, so I joined the choir and got some of my choir girls to join with us so we could improve our choir that we had, just to learn some new skills on how to teach them and just to be able to show our talents in more ways than one. It helped us get a closer bond together as a group, and it was just a positive activity to be involved in and to kind of show the others in the compound that we're not there to make things negative. We're there to make things positive, to influence others, to just join things to make their time more productive. So it was a really good experience. I did learn a lot to help the girls. We had a good director, and overall I was just really pleased with the whole program. I kind of miss it actually. So.
Good evening, friends. My name is Tim Thomas, and I am a volunteer with Arts in Prison. I have been a singer with East Hill Singers for about 10 years, and have found a lot of joy in that. I joined East Hill Singers at the invitation of one of my good friends, and he was a singer as well in church choirs and others. And both of us have a real love for four-part men singing, so the joining the choir was really for me at the time. The longer I spent with East Hill Singers and the more opportunities I had to sing with the inmates at Lansing, the more I gained an appreciation for the fact that East Hill Singers was a real release and a real bond with the individuals that are volunteers and the inmates, and it's a powerful, I think, training and communication tool for the inmates going forward. So I have loved every bit of it, and it has been I would say, a religious experience for me. It's something that I can do for those folks that are incarcerated and would like to be out and free like all the rest of us. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah Parks. I was incarcerated in the Kansas Department of Corrections from August 1998 till September of 2016. Needless to say, I've had more than ample time to get involved in various programs and different organizations that came to the prison and offered us something to do with our time. There were a lot of great programs, a lot of great organizations, but by far the best and my favorite has to be AIP, Arts in Prison. Much like its name suggests, Arts in Prison endeavored to bring us some of the finer things in life. Arts, entertainment, they brought different orchestras in to the prison. They brought different symphonies in. They just provided us with a creative outlet to showcase some of our talents and to develop different skills that we need for when we were finally released. My favorite Arts in Prison program has to be Shakespeare in Prison. It's exactly as it sounds. We would take and read Shakespeare plays, learn the lines, study them, and actually put on Shakespeare plays within the prison. Needless to say, I have played many characters, and I've even had to put on a couple dresses as I played female characters. And let me tell you, you haven't really lived until you put on a dress and makeup in a maximum security prison. Needless to say, I had a great time. It's something that you work toward. You build team relationships, team building. You set goals. You're able to see those goals accomplished. It's just a really rewarding feeling, a really rewarding experience to set your mind to something and to see it completed. Arts in Prison offered many, many programs, too many to name here. Shakespeare in Prison was just one of various different types of things that they brought in to showcase for us. They had film analysis classes, we had a philosophy class, we even had an improv class where I actually recited The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe from memory, something I've long wanted to do, and the improv class gave me the outlet to do that. I'm really thankful that Arts in Prison exists and takes time to come in, treat us like human beings, and show us that there are ways to use our creativity and to be heard. We all make mistakes. I'm not saying that everybody in prison is innocent or anything like that. I'm saying we made mistakes. We were in prison, but we're still humans. We still feel emotions. We still want to be treated like human beings, despite our mistakes, despite our pasts. Because our mistakes do not make up who we are. They're just a small part of who we are. Arts in Prison saw that, and they came in, treated us as fellow human beings, treated us with respect, and taught us skills that were invaluable, skills that we could use not only on the outside, but anywhere that life may take us. Arts in Prison taught us and showed us that it's okay to be in your situation and still have a voice, still feel like you're a human being, still feel like you are able to express yourself in the ways that you need and want to. Thank you very much. My name is Jeremiah Parks. I hope this has been helpful. And again, thank you to Lee Lynch, Arts in Prison, and everybody involved. It has changed my life for the better, and I will never forget the great experiences that they provided. Good night.
Song and then fade up. Wait for it. Does that make sense?
I am the one thing in life I can't control. I am indivisible, I am an original. I'm not falling behind or running late. I'm not standing still, I am blinding away. Empty faces in a less of your blind. He has something to prove, he has nothing to lose. Held his pace is reeling as he waits no
These are only the ingredients that we have. We
That's a
have
good
to make
point.
something with this.
To be honest, I'm a little bit jealous of that last group of guys. I wanted to do drama so bad, theater so bad when I was in. And what's crazy is I was in a medium and they had it, and right before they did a show, I got sent to the minimum. And the minimum never had a theater program. And then right when I left the minimum, a program came out there, and so I felt some type of way. Not so much that I wanted to go back to prison or nothing, but just enough to where, you know. But apparently, we could be looking forward to something like that out here on the street with some of the guys. So, like I said, programs like that, they really give us a space to encourage each other, to work with each other in positive ways instead of just being around each other, sitting around each other, laid up next to each other. I'm telling you, it get old. So it's a beautiful thing having Arts in Prison to come in and just kind of help us, challenge us to be more creative. A couple more shout outs. I want to thank Jason for the donation. Thank you Heidi for your donation. Jeremiah, John, Aaron, Randy, Kathy, Karen, Gina. Thank you all for your donations. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching, taking the time out of the day to, celebrate with us. I mean, it's unfortunate, the circumstances. It's virtual. Who knows? Only God knows what, the world has in store for us. But, we got to do good while we still got the opportunity. And sometimes it's as simple as going into the prisons and helping guys stay busy, stay positive, stay productive. What's the least that we can do? Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Sam Lockmiller, and with a mask, you'll probably tell what time of period this would be. So I will take it off. I'm safe for this area here, but this is the GALA. I'm a volunteer both in East Hill Singers, and through that program I found out that I could be a mentor. And what that meant would be I had to go through a training, a Mentoring for Success program, which means I'm with the one particular person for 6 months before they are released, working with them for whatever needs they might need. And to start off with, we built a trust. And it took a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, and pretty soon he came forward and we shared what he wanted to know and what he wanted to have when he got out. His lifestyle, he didn't know, and he came back to a different city. He came back to Kansas City where he knew nobody. And when he did get out, he was very successful. He had a plan. We worked on a plan. There are plans established. He established his plan and he worked his plan. And he's done very, very well.
That everybody that is inside will one day be back outside. Of course, unless they have a life sentence. But majority of us will be released one day. Programs like Arts in Prison, I promise you, help men become confident, learn how to stand up, respond to situations on the fly, just like we'll have to do out here. And I would hate to see something like that go away because we need it. People need it. I needed it. And I just want to tell you that it was impactful. It was really something that helped me get through the last portion of my prison sentence.
Okay, so Arts in Prison has actually impacted me quite a bit. Before I got involved in the drama group, I never really thought about writing. I never thought about doing anything drama related. And the first time I got in the class, I was still didn't know what to do. But several years later, I got really involved into it through, all the work of Mallory and Arts in Prison. And now I'm actually writing a play, and I jot down ideas for sketches, and it's opened my kind of whole worldview up to getting out and involved in community and the arts and connecting with people. And I mean, I don't think I'd be doing any of that without the Arts in Prison program.
I decided that I wanted to be a volunteer while I was still incarcerated because of a wonderful man named David Jones. I saw that he was able to go from being incarcerated to being a volunteer and being a role model. I liked that so much that long before I even left Lansing, I decided I was going to be part of AIP for as long as I could be. In fact, I have talked about over the years of how wonderful it would be if we could just fill the volunteer section with other men just like me, that we would slowly continue to create that circle where we would be first as a man in blue and then a man in pastel. I wanted so much to be a volunteer that the week after I left Lansing, I was at my first practice. And I've never missed one since. I love giving back to AIP. It just means so much to me to see guys go from being in to being out and just helping out, to just continue to help other men out. I don't know how much time they are going to be in there. I don't know how much time they've been in there. Most of the time, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is that I want them to be better men when they get out. And I think that this whole program helps the men that way. Bringing all the different programs that we have is just incredible. Just to be treated like a human while you're in there is one of the best things that I can remember while I was in there. And if they can see that I can make it, then I know that they can make it. And then I hope that every single man that makes it through AIP will one day be a volunteer in the future. Okay, please tell me that.
All right, guys, this is the last time you probably see me tonight. I've been in prison for over 26 years and involved with arts in prison for 15. I wanted to try something different to get out of my comfort zone. I've done yoga, art class, poetry, and East Hill Singers. The choir has had the most impact. Being able to have my family see me outside of the prison and the feeling of community is special. Being able to practice art while in prison has been an outlet, stress relief. And that is important wherever you are, but especially in here. Without AIP, I am not sure I would have pushed myself. I feel like all the programs I've participated in have helped me to be the person I was meant to be. That's a comment from a guy who is incarcerated and who has participated in arts in prison. And I really agree with what he said, and especially with the last part of what he said. And I'm gonna read it again. He said, I feel like all of the programs I've participated in have helped me to be the person I was meant to be. And I really feel that. Like, I feel like poetry, I've done poetry, philosophy, book club, and so many other programs that Arts in Prison brought in. And it just seemed so natural incorporating those into like my frame of mind and the way I think. And It was just so natural. So I definitely appreciate that, and I agree with what this brother said about the program as well. Another thing I wanted to leave off with was a quote. I was going to say that for us all to remember that arts in prison plants seeds for new thoughts that build new strengths that open the door for new possibilities. Thank you.
So thank you very much for coming to our virtual gala. I know it's a little different from what it normally would be, but this is the time for us to ask you to give back to what we would love to give to them. As being a part of Arts in Prison and going through the program, it's very, very important to know that you have a chance to give back to them, because one day they will be out and they will be citizens back into society, and they want to help you as much as they need help from us. So thank you again one more time for participating in our program. We really appreciate what you guys do for us. And we just wanted to tell you, make sure you please subscribe to our YouTube page, but also check out our website as well. And please, please, please hit that donate button. We really need your help to make these programs happen. Awesome. We will see you soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great night.